So yesterday I was at the spa most of the evening, and I was thinking about the website and the idea of what needs to happen. It needs to happen because there needs to be a website where the songs are kind of contained almost. I know that I don't know anything about streaming sites because I never really see any promotion for it. It's all on YouTube, it's all on free, and I know that even downloading it seems very easy. There seems to be a button where you can press and actually download them. In fact, I might even encourage people to not download them. I mean, I see the good reasons why people should download them right now, because you've changed all the dates for all the songs. Although I'm confused about Ludacris because I thought that you'd change the dates on him. But I've come out. I think I only saw about 4 or 5 songs yesterday, and I've seen a lot more now. And I seem to recognise a few more, and I do think some of them are old. So I think he probably has been around for a very long time. But if he looks the same age, unless you've just done new music videos to the videos, and maybe the songs are old and you've just done new music videos to them. I'm not really too sure. I don't know. I noticed that the quality on his videos are very high, and I don't really want to give good quality videos because I feel like people aren't giving me anything, so I don't give a shit if my videos are crap. And I feel like there's a lot of songs like that Bassy, I can't remember his name, Benny guy. There was some that were kind of fairly bad quality, and I'm wondering if the bad quality is because he doesn't want to give these away for free. I know that's how I would be thinking if I was, when I was trying to be a singer, I was thinking all these things, it would be a good idea to have a site where you have to pay for them. But I understand that won't work now because there's so many songs. People aren't going to pay for them when you can go online and find downloading sites and stuff. And I think that was the problem when MP3 first came about, that there were so many people able to get them free on downloading sites. I think that there's a lot more control on the internet now. You can find all these streaming sites and actually block them. YouTube or Google or whoever's running it is very good at blocking sites. I know YouTube are very good at putting copyright on a lot of the videos. So if you broke up a song and it can't be monetized. I don't really know what monetization is. I think that's where you can't make money on it if it's got some copyright on there. And I think some of it's a bit harsh because there's some videos where I'm just singing and I just maybe play a tiny section of a song, and then there's this, it can't be or it has to be monetized, or I don't really know what the monetizing is, but it's the copyright of that song belongs to the person, even though there's only like 5 seconds of it. The video could be an hour long, and there could be 5 seconds of a song that you played, and you cannot make it. It will say that you can't make money on this song because, or this whole video that you've made based on the 10 seconds. I think there's got to be some sort of rule that if you put 10 seconds of a song, so long as it's not like lots and lots and lots of 10 seconds that are all just like with like a second breakers. But if you're actually making a video where you're actually doing the content and talking about something, I think it should be allowed, that you should be allowed to talk about it and use it. But yeah, I think all the songs need to come off YouTube when I expose them as being, right now they don't have much importance. I think a lot of people don't even see the importance of downloading a song because it's all on stream. I don't like YouTube at all, but I right now and for the last 10 years I've been very confident that if I need a song, all I need to do is go on YouTube. Hence, I've never felt, for the last 10 years, I've not felt a need to download the song unless, of course, I actually want to make a video of it and talk about it. But because you kept putting copyright strikes or kept saying this isn't available, I mean, on most videos I've done that too, it says that it's not available in a country, and it's usually Russia that it says it's not available in. But it's on most of my videos that there seems to be this sort of block on it if I've used a couple of, and it's because of that I don't do it any longer. I stopped doing it a long time ago. A few years ago, I used to always make videos where I would talk about the music videos that the singers were making. But because almost every single one of them got taken down because of copyright, it says it's got copyright content in it, so you don't have permission to put this on. because of that, I don't know how many songs I made, but I know I could have made loads and loads of songs, or loads and loads of videos where I analysed the songs, but because you blocked the songs, because you weren't allowing me to put them on, I just didn't think there's any point of doing that. In fact, I actually have a huge problem with YouTube, because I feel like you have kept me in a prison. There's so many videos that there was one video that I spent like an hour making, and you wouldn't allow it to go up because no, I didn't spend an hour, sorry, I get my words wrong. I spent a whole like 3 days making that video, and it wouldn't post because it said that one of the clips that was like 15 seconds long didn't have approval to be up there, and then because of that I couldn't post that video, and it was very annoying. It's like you're trying really hard to tell people that you're God, to tell people that you're inspiring everything. I think it was even a Buffy clip. It was I'm sure it was a clip of Buffy, one of the clips of Buffy, and it says I didn't have the permission to use it. So because of that, this video that I spent 3 days doing wasn't allowed to go up, and then I had to start breaking it up into like 3 different sections to work out, you know, if I could post the different sections and exactly to what. I think actually I was trying to work out which clip it wasn't letting me have on the site, and it was very frustrating, very annoying, and I've built up so much hatred for them because I just feel, if you feel like you're doing so much for YouTube and yet they're giving you absolutely zero appreciation, and they're actually doing things that will discourage you from making these songs, you know, it's very horrible that happening. But and in that same way, I feel like if people want to make a song, make a video where they're talking about a song, I think they should be allowed to play it, and they should be allowed to say all their thoughts about it, even if all they're doing is insulting it. You know, the singers have good and bad points to them, and if people want to bring up all the bad points, I think they should be heard, because sometimes they're actually correct. Like that video that I was watching yesterday about Taylor Swift's new album, you know, I haven't really listened to all her songs, I've listened to 1 or 2, but I felt like they weren't about me, so I didn't listen to them. But yeah, he was talking about how bad they were, and I was kind of at first thinking he was exaggerating it, and then as he was talking about more and more of the songs, it was like, yeah, this actually is a pile of shit, isn't it? And yeah, she's encouraging all sorts of bad behaviour and stuff, and okay, if she represents the God who hates her people, that's the sort of thing that she would do. But yeah, if you told people that this is going to be something that I'm going to link to or connect to in 10 years' time, well, it means that the future doesn't look very bright. But that's part of the war, is to encourage people to leave and go elsewhere. So I'm okay with whatever Taylor Swift's done on that album. But yeah, I feel like sometimes things do need to be heard, but I also feel like some people can just play like the whole song and then talk about it, so you should definitely put a ban on that, because as soon as right now these singers don't really have that much power. You can say that they're singers, but there's loads of them. People don't take music very seriously. It's in a way almost like Big Brother. People listen to it and argue about it and talk about it, but they don't really take it very seriously, and right now that's how they feel about songs. And also I think there's a lot of confidence in YouTube, that people think that it's always going to be available on YouTube, it's always going to be able to be streamed from different platforms, and a lot of people are religious and aren't interested in the songs or interested in the words, aren't listening to it, aren't taking an interest. So but yeah, occasionally there are people that are downloading, and I think some of it might be okay because it kind of proves that these songs are old or whatever, that, you know, if they've got a download from 5 years ago, that proves that the song wasn't just made last year. So there is good in that, and if they want to keep if the singers want to keep like a thumbnail print of the song with you know, the smallest size, whatever the smallest size is, if they want to keep a thumbnail, full-length thumbnail with a sort of slight grainy effect to the music, or just songs that the quality of the MP3 being not very good, basically. You know, if they wanted to do that, they can. But once it goes out that these singers are kind of God's angels, or that God can teach things through the songs. Okay, with Ludacris, it's basically, this is not how you should be, but by calling him, this is the angel who can teach you things. You know, do you believe that, or are you just going to insult me for it? Or are you going to listen to it and think, yeah, I think they can teach you stuff, but this is how not to be? You know, if that's how you respond, then I'm like, well, yeah, that's the point of it. It's how not to be. Hence, that is why I've called him Things You Can Learn From. You can learn from mistakes, and I feel like a lot of his songs show a type of attitude or have things in it that point to what not to be. But you have to explain it, and that's the thing. You have to. Some of these things you can only learn from the songs if you explain it, and therefore I would love to have a website where I focus not on all the singers, but just on the singers that have these hidden names. And I guess they would all need a profile. There need to be a page where you have the full list of the different singers. You know, you could have the full A to Z list of the 300 angels, not the full list. I'm talking about the specific ones that I've kind of knighted in a way, and given a sort of payroll to, by saying to the big channels, you know, there's power in these songs because God is talking through them. There's power in religion, there's money in religion, and if you tell people that God is talking through these songs to try and teach people certain things, you know, as soon as you say that, the songs will become so much more valuable, and the artists themselves would become more valuable. You know, if I know Madonna did this at the beginning, she didn't want her songs being put on the playlist. Like when I was about 12 and 14, I went on eBay and kind of just bought thousands of songs on a sort of not MP3, but it was in a kind of a all bulk. Basically, I bought the whole Now collection from 1 to 70 or whatever it was, and I might have been even 77 or 84. I can't remember what year it was. I think I went online a couple of times and bought like a whole selection of just Now collections. It might have been 70. I think it might have been 70, and then I ended up paying separately for 70. Or maybe I did the other way around. I think I paid for 71 and 72 and then 73, and then I was like, wait, this is going to get expensive, isn't it? And then I went online and saw if I could just buy the whole bulk, and I managed to do that. So that's how I know all these songs quite well, because I used to. It's like buying bulk in bulk, but it was all done illegally, and I'm pretty sure that I wouldn't have been able to get hold of the songs in the way that I did, because YouTube and all these things didn't exist back then, and you could watch MTV a lot, but you'd have to spend hours watching it, because you couldn't back then forward or play. You know, you just have to watch whatever's playing. You couldn't forward or go on to the next song or anything. So getting access to the songs when I was 14 or 13. It was definitely at boarding school, and I was 13 to 16 then, so I think that was really when. I don't think I had that much of an interest in music before. I liked Spice Girls when I was 12, but yeah, I didn't really other than Spice Girls, I didn't really take much of an interest. I think I like Madonna though. And the Spice Girls and Madonna were the first two that I liked, and Kylie Minogue, and yeah. She was. I thought she was more like for my mum or like for an older generation, but at the same time, I also thought her voice was very interesting. And Anastasia, I really liked her. So those were probably like, and Pink. My list grew, but yeah, I know that because my list was growing, my need for more songs was growing, and therefore buying 30 songs in a CD just wasn't good enough, so I bought like 40,000 or something in a very short period of time, and then just spent 10 seconds listening to each song to try and work out which ones I liked most, and I think I did a pretty good job at working out which ones I liked most. But yeah, I know the importance of me getting access to these songs, because I felt like I know that I am inspiring them and talking to them, and I can say this song is about this and this song means this, and I can link it to the name, and I feel the need that there should be a profile or a website where you have the angels. Maybe you can have if you want, you can have like the A to Z of the males, the A to Z of the females, or you can have an A to Z of them collectively together. I don't know how you can arrange, you know, how you want to present it, but Apple iTunes doesn't do it like this. So I was trying yesterday to try and fiddle out how this Apple iTunes works, and it was just like, I don't know that one, don't know. I do know that one, do know. I think I knew most of them. I recognise most of the names were on my 300 list, but there was quite a lot that weren't. But there didn't seem to be any way of actually like finding out this, and the A to Z list of the lyrics, that used to be really good because it used to have all the best on there, but it's just been getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and now if you want to just, you know, go to a website that just has the best or the top, you know, you could type Google, give me the best singers, and they'll give you sort of 30 of the best singers, but I don't want 30 of the best singers, I want 300 of the best singers. And when I was typing in give me 100 best singers. You know, most of the singers I didn't recognize. They were all songs. They were all guys in their 60s who mostly sing country or folk music. I was like, oh, what the hell? So I feel like there needs to be a gathering of the singers that have these hidden names, and it needs to be on some type of website, a website that gathers them and says, like there's the Gilead, I think there's a Bible story where there was an army of like 1,500, and they were like, they kept halving it. No, we want to half it, half it, half it, to make it stronger. And it doesn't make sense why you would half an army or keep halving an army until there's only 300 in there to make it stronger. But it makes sense if you look at it from a music perspective, because if you saw 1,500 angels, if you saw the full A to Z list as being all the angels, there's just way too many of them. That is just kind of like mind-blowing. But if you kind of just focus on, you know, these are the 300 that I like the most, or I don't know how you're going to get these. I mean, maybe you could say you're going to, maybe on the birth dates you say, do you want to like get me involved in choosing who I meet or something? Or maybe there should be a sort of a collaboration. The singers choose, or the audience chooses which of the top ones go. I don't know. I'm trying to work out how these singers' birthdays will get, you know, if you expose a name on their birthdays, how are you going to select which ones get exposed? Like I know which ones are the top 30, the top 300, but the audience doesn't know this, and I don't think they should know this until the time that they ascend. Before they ascend, they're just going to be regular singers, like the 1,500 list of singers that there are, but on their birthday they rise up. But how are they going to rise up? Especially, like, are they going to be chosen by the public according to which one gets the most hits, even if the whole voting system is all fake and none of the votes are actually working? You can just be like, yep, these are the most popular ones, and say if there was singers that had birthdays on that date and you know they don't have a hidden angel name, you could just make out that they just didn't get enough votes or something. I don't know how it's going to work, or if you're going to make it so that I select it. You know, you can say that I have power and that I am connecting to God, I just am not God, and I'm confused because I'm confusing. You know, there's a lot of that guy who was talking about that book that he was writing for 7 years about how there's 64 cities inside of him. You know, he was writing that book because he believed that he himself was the Messiah. I can sense that about him, that he thought that he was special, he was coming to bring information. But really, I think some of the things that he went through was actually just kind of like an echo of something that I went through, feeling like a light bulb and stuff. So in that same way, you could make out that this is just something that's happening to me, that I think I'm the Messiah, I think I'm the God, but really I'm not. I'm just a sort of Christ or an angel that just has some information, and therefore if I say something is an angel of God, it doesn't mean that I'm God. It just means that something is talking through me and giving something, or giving some truthful information, only I'm understanding it incorrectly because I'm seeing myself as being God. I mean, you could play it like that, which kind of makes me seem less than I am. But it does make me question, is that actually the truth? You know, part of being humble is always questioning yourself, and you know, a lot of times I am thinking, is something just tricking me into thinking that I'm God, just so that I give this information whilst believing that I'm God, but really this God is actually just trying to use me to talk for me. You know, that thought always comes into my mind. The problem is this higher self seems to be too similar to me, that it's very hard to believe that. I think it is definitely me, only this me has access to other timelines that she's done, and she's looking to see what she's done on these other timelines, and she's just recreating what she's done on other timelines. So all these conversations that I'm having on Facebook are probably similar conversations I've had when making other timelines, and she's just reforming it. But yeah, I'm not aware of this memory or the future or what I've done on other timelines, hence things that don't make sense to me seem to only make sense after I've been told what the answers are. For the example, I didn't realise that I'd have an angel of fear, but now I do know. I understand it now. If I've done a timeline or loads of timelines before where I've had an angel of fear, you know, I'd be able to look into that timeline and see the importance of it. Hence, I'd be able to, and I'd see how I got my smaller self to work out that the Angel of Fear actually has kind of an important role. And then I'll try and recreate, getting a way of aggravating me enough to think that the Angel of Fear is important, hence making me ask the question, is there an Angel of Fear, only for that song to be put into my head. So it's a little bit complicated, but it's like that. And yeah, but I think there needs to be, once you say that these songs, from God, they're going to be a lot more in demand, and there needs to be some way of capping it so that how many people are downloading it, who's downloading it, and there is a lot of sex and a lot of horrible teachings in a lot of the songs, so I think there should be some sort of way of blocking some of these songs so that people under the age of 15 can't get access to it. I think 15 is old enough to be responsible enough to be able to watch music videos. I know that, okay, if there's some literal nudity and stuff, you can make it 18, but to be honest, I don't actually think that nudity is that bad. Like, so what if a 15-year-old sees someone's breasts? I mean, is that really that damaging to their brain? I don't understand how that would be damaging. There are some songs that are damaging, yes, but I think 15 is an age that's mature enough to hopefully not watch them, or to get distracted by school, or to get distracted by other things. But 14, there should definitely be a cap so that they don't. But yeah, that's how I would play it, and I would definitely charge per song, because then you have an idea of how many songs people are downloading, or how many they want to watch. There could be a sample so that they see it. How the playlist should be going with the Ludacris one, the Ludacris playlist, I can't put the songs in a correct order of importance, because I've only flicked through the songs. I haven't even listened to a lot of them. Some of them are on there and I haven't even listened to them before, so they're not in these playlists that I'm creating are not actually in the best order. I've just randomly picked up on things that I thought were important and put them at the top. But if you are creating a sort of favorites playlist on this profile of this Angelx website, the people who have watched the songs lots of times, they should have a better idea on which songs probably relate more to the song. And I think for every song there probably should be a caption, so when you press the song to watch it, you'll first say, do you want to pay for it? Well, what do you want to pay? Do you want to buy the smaller version or the more quality version? And then once you click that, there could be a button on the side to show that you've paid for it, and that's available. You could say if you haven't paid, there should be like a buy button next to it, and if you have paid, there should be watch, and then maybe at the standard, so watch at 4:7 or whatever the ratio. There's like a 420 and a 720 or 740 or something, and then there's a 1010, which I think is HD. But yeah, you could just say watch at, and then with the quality number. So if you've paid, that button should show up, whereas if you haven't paid, it will be the buy button. So that way you know which ones you have. But yeah, there should be a way of changing the order so that the songs on each of these profiles can be either in order of date. I think that's important, order of date. You could have the album idea, like in the A to Z website, they have all the albums with singles, but I don't necessarily think that works, because there's so many collaborations, or where someone's just like joined in with someone's song, and technically that should count as being, in the order. But if it's in order of albums, and an album has taken 7 years to make, some of them have had gaps, it's not going to be in an order. So I think maybe it might not even have to be in that kind of order. Maybe it should just be in date order, so you can have the date of when the song was made, and then the name of the song, and then when you click on the song you can have details about the song, such as how much money went into the production. If you're trying to sell these songs, telling people that £1 million has gone into, I think that Michael Jackson's Scream song was one of the most expensive music videos, but people like things like that, believing that, wow, you spent 10 million on that one song, my gosh, it makes it seem more valuable, so they'll be more willing to spend money on it. And I want people to spend money on it because I like the idea of making them all poor by getting them to spend lots of money on this. And okay, they could have got it for free right now, but right now I don't think anyone's really paying attention to what they're doing. No one's really taking what they're doing seriously. A lot of people might be insulting it or saying it's of the devil or satanic or whatever, or just the Illuminati. Because it's free right now, people aren't downloading it because they're not seeing it as, they're taking it for granted. They're thinking, oh, this is just on YouTube, it's going to always be on YouTube. But yeah, when they start coming off, people might start wanting to download it. So I would see if there's a way of limiting this download ability, so it's less available to download. Or you could even have an option where if you want to download the song, e.g. download the song to talk about it, you have to actually pay £1 or something. But I do know that there are a lot of streaming sites where you can actually download it for free. But because there's a better control over the internet, it might be better to gain access to this. But if these download sites are all being run by, I don't know, a lot of people, they might actually have a certain amount of fear over God and what God could be saying or what God could be thinking when they are using these sites. So right now I'm appreciating the free download sites because I am able to make videos, so I'm appreciating it. So right now I feel like it's easy for God to be on both sides of the should downloads be free or should downloads be paid for. Right now I'm not making a penny. I'm inspiring these songs. I'm not making a penny. No one's talking to me. No one's helping me. No one's doing nothing. So I don't care if there's a lot of illegal activity going on because it's unfair for me. It's unfair for you. So what? It's unfair for both of us. I don't care. But if people are going to start talking to me, if people are going to start working with me, I don't care about the singers that don't have angel names because I see them with less importance. But if they have an angel name, they've been given an angel name so that for a purpose or a reason, so that my higher self can teach something through it. But I'm not sure about the angel I'm not sure about future, the angel of the future, who I think is more the angel of the past. I'm not really too sure about that one. I feel like that one is very vague on my memory as to what I should say. Yeah, I think if I was to write positive things about him, I have no clue. I haven't even really listened to his songs, so I don't know. But whatever. They're on their list because there's a variety of people. The list has been created for a reason, and if you're going to make it so that you have to pay for these songs, even if it's only a 3p, I don't care how much, but by having that 3p restriction, you actually have more control and know who's downloading what. And if you want to start, charging £1 for a song or £1 to download the song. So maybe if you could say you could stream it for as much as you want for the rest of your life, providing you pay 3p. And then if you want a download option, then the download could even be more. So, because if the people are downloading it, might be downloading it because they want to make a review over it, a review on it, to talk about what they think of it, So I think YouTube should be allowed to be used for that. I saw a post yesterday with Rylan Clark saying that that he's thinking of setting up a YouTube channel, and him saying that at the time that what I was thinking, according to what I was thinking, made me feel like that YouTube is going to be perfect for man's voice. If you've got an opinion, not God's voice, because I'm going to be encouraging people to get off there. But yeah, if Ryland's angel name of man's voice, man's microphone, but under the skies of God's microphone, if that's what he's representing, then him promoting YouTube might actually be a kind of, for me, it was a sign that that I want the good stuff to come off YouTube, like the songs that I've been inspiring to come off YouTube, and I want YouTube to support that idea. But I'm very happy for humans to just insult or talk or discuss or that YouTube are going to have a lot of power either way. I hate them, but they're going to have a lot of power either way. But if I can try and just take back some of that power by taking the songs off there, then I'm definitely in favour of that, because I just need more control, and I also need the songs to be posted, and then for there to be a description next to it about what God could be saying, what I could be saying, what the name could be saying. But yeah, the website needs to make it clear that God and me are not the same people, but maybe put in the possibility that maybe we are, but maybe aren't. So leave that open to interpretation. if everyone in the world thought that I was God, I think my life would be more in danger than anything, because the ones that don't agree with this are just going to see me as more of a threat. Whereas if the idea of maybe, maybe not, it allows people to think, and people should always think. So